On the news tonight, Governor Oyetola receives letter of recognition from University of Ilesha. Nigeria's others launch new Africa carbon market initiative. Swiss government releases $756,000 to support flood victims in Nigeria. South Africa removed traveling barriers on Kenyan visitors. Good evening, welcome to the Major Report. Babatunde Bolatito is my name. Osun State Governor, Mr. Adeboyega Oyetola, has received a letter of recognition from the Executive Secretary of the National Universities Commission, Professor Abubakar Rashid, for the official takeoff of Osun State government-owned University of Ilesha at a ceremony held at the head office of the National University Commission, Abuja. Governor Oyetola reiterated his administration's commitment to the successful completion of the formal documentary process into the establishment of the university. According to him, the university will not in any way put unnecessary burden on the state government. He added that the outgoing College of Education in Ilesha has facilities sufficient to conveniently accommodate the first phase of the university's development. The governor said the state government has made adequate provisions for the students of the College of Education to complete their studies as the life of the college comes to an end. According to him, today's exercise has brought the issue between Osun and Oyo over Ladoke Aketola University of Technology to a win-win close. A new African carbon market initiative has been launched at the ongoing Climate Change Summit in Egypt, which aims to support the growth of carbon credit production and create jobs in Africa. The carbon market are led by a 13-man steering committee of African leaders, chief executive officers, and carbon credit experts. Africa Carbon Market Initiative was launched with the aim of dramatically expanding Africa's participation in voluntary carbon markets. Carbon markets offer an incredible opportunity to unlock billions for the climate finance needs for African economies, while expanding energy access, creating jobs, protecting biodiversity, and driving climate action. Speaking on the new initiative, Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, who is a steering committee member, said carbon market can deliver tremendous benefit for Nigeria and for Africa, creating job, driving green investment, and reducing emissions. The United Kingdom has announced a £95 million investment climate resilient agriculture in Nigeria. UK Foreign Secretary James Cleverly announced the investment at the ongoing Climate Change Summit in Sharm el-Sheikh in Egypt. The Glasgow Climate Pact gave the world the tools to limit global temperature rise to 1.5 degrees and build a safe and sustainable future. According to him, it is time for all countries to set up their action on climate change and bring about the tangible change needed, adding that the UK will continue to play a leading role in the mission. He stated that funding will help countries facing devastating impact of climate change to effectively adapt, noting that it is set to address key barriers to sustainable agricultural development in Nigeria. At least 4 million Nigerians, including 2 million women, are expected to benefit from the investment to increase productivity and adapt to the effect of climate change while reducing emissions. The Minister of Aviation, Adi Sirika, has said that the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission is currently investigating the contractor that handled one of the cargo projects at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja. Sirika disclosed this when he appeared before the House of Representatives Committee on Aviation to defend the 2023 budget proposal of the ministry. Sirika disclosed this, explaining that there are 2 cargo projects in Abuja and that one has been completed and is awaiting inauguration by President Muhammadu Buhari. The minister, however, said that the second project, which was awarded in 2012, was abandoned by the contractor after it collected 75% of the payment, and that President Buhari has directed that they be probed, prosecuted, and the money recovered by the EFCC. Speaking further, Sirika noted that the national carriers will be launched soon with Boeing 737s in its fleet for domestic operation along international operation. Nigeria has called for seamless exchange of intelligence and strengthened collaboration among African nations to successfully tackle drug trafficking and abuse on the continent. Chairman of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, retired Brigadier General Buba Marwa, made the call at the ongoing 30th Conference of Heads of Drug Law Enforcement Agencies in Africa in Nairobi, Kenya. He said it was learned that his stance was widely supported. By briefing the meeting on gains so far recorded by Nigeria in the fight against drug abuse and trafficking, Marwa said there was need for all to put in place a national coordination mechanism that ensures coordinated action against the menace. Government in the southwestern part of Nigeria has been called upon to re-strategize and rejig security apparatus in the region in safeguarding the people of the region. Those who spoke with Osbc News against the backdrop of the recent attack on commuters along Lagos-Ibadan Expressway noted that urgent steps must be taken to avert future reoccurrence. Oluwatobi Loba Odunuga has details.
The popular saying that health
A sincere apology for the mix-up. The major report continues. The management of Osun State Broadcasting Corporation has reiterated its commitment towards ensuring that the voice of women are heard at all relevant levels. The Director General, Osbc, Mr. Rashid Folaromi, reiterated this while receiving members of the National Council for Women's Society who came on a course of visit. Omotayo Adebodu has the details.
Executive of Osun State Chapter of the National Council for Women's Society paid a courtesy visit to the corporation in appreciation of the effort of Osbc in promoting and collaborating in making the voice of women to be heard at all times. In his remarks, the Director General of Osbc, Mr. Rashid Folaromi, appreciated the understanding of the group while also stating that the corporation is passionate about women and our development. The Director General, who was represented by the Director of Corporate Affairs, Mr. Olushola Bolaji, assured that the management will continue to work together with the team at all levels, charging them to make statements that would be relevant.
We are not partisan, we are not political, we are for any government in power. And we have special love for children and women, because we believe when our women are good, our homes are good, our societies will be good. Yes. And we are even happy to be an industry advocate for inclusion of women in positions of power, in executive positions.
In her remarks, the National Council of Women Society Osun State Chapter, Dr. Adeola Ayola, eulogized the past effort of the corporation in their dealings and believe that the collaboration will bring positive impact.
We've been on ground for a while. We want our voice to be heard. And actually, even as touching different issues within the society, there are so many things that needs to be talked to, that needs people response, especially women, things that affect women.
She added that the vision of the Women's Society is to inspire, equip, support, and create opportunities and resources for women to discover their gift and to be empowered. Or Moltayo Adebodu, Osbc News.
Government in the southwestern part of Nigeria have been called upon to re-strategize and rejig the security apparatus in the region in safeguarding the people of the region. Those who spoke with Osbc News against the backdrop of the recent attack on commuters along Lagos-Ibadan Expressway noted that urgent steps must be taken to avert future reoccurrence. Let's now join Oluwatobiloba Odunuga for the report. The report will come your way in the course of the bulletin. Service for the betterment of humanity has been identified as one of the ways of positively impacting the society and making the world a better place. The national president of Positive Thinkers Transformation Initiative, Dr. Rauf Kolawole, stated this at a medical and surgical program organized by the group in conjunction with Osbc Development Union for the less privileged. Oluchi Amuda now completes the story.
In that health is wealth resonated in Ilobu following a medical and surgical program jointly organized by Ilobu Ashake Development Union in partnership with Positive Thinkers Transformation Initiative. The free medical and surgical outreach was put in place as part of activities marking the 2022 Ilobu Day celebration. Explaining the motive behind the free medical outreach, the national president of Ilobu Ashake Development Union, Mr. Olufemi Salako, said the group cares so much about the health of its members as no one can achieve any meaningful thing in life without good health. Mr. Salako, who reeled out the series of activities already lined up for the 2022 Ilobu Day celebration, maintained that the town is opened for investors who want to set up businesses in the area.
There was also a press conference addressing the world and inviting them to Ilobu, especially Bode investors. Ilobu is open and is ready, and we are ready to partner with anybody that is interested in investing in our community.
Speaking in the same vein, the national president of Positive Thinkers Transformation Initiative, a non-governmental organization, Dr. Abdurauf Kolawole, said the group was propelled by the need to give back to the society, most especially now that a lot of people are going through all forms of health challenges and are unable to seek medical help as a result of financial constraints. Dr. Kolawole spoke on the need for Nigerians to prioritize their health, adding that health is wealth.
People are having a lot of medical issues, and there's quantity of funds everywhere. There's no money, so we think this is our own little way to alleviate the problems of our brothers and sisters. There's no greater service than the service for the betterment of humanity.
The Positive Thinkers Transformation Initiative carried out free surgery on patients with various medical conditions ranging from anemia, appendicitis, lumps, cysts, among others. The medical personnel equally carried out various examinations on patients and checked their blood pressure before giving them medical advice and free drugs. Some of the beneficiaries of the free outreach, including Mr. Rashid Adeshola and Master Adeoye Koyum, were full of appreciation to the organizers of the program for restoring their health without collecting a dime. Oluchi Amuda, Osbc News.
The Oshobo Action Committee has been advised not to incite the people against Governor Adeboyega Oyetola by spreading falsehood that the government intends to dethrone the Atauja of Oshobo Oba Jimoh Olanipekun Yetunji Laroye II, the chief press secretary to the governor. Ismail Omekina, in a statement, said that the letter to the governor asking him to take action on a non-existent process is mischievous and deliberately designed to pitch the people against the governor and his government. According to the statement, the author of the letter, Chief Ajadi Badmos, has unfettered access to the governor. If indeed he has the best of intention, he ought to have found out from the governor before making his claims. You recall that Chief Badmos has also authored a similar letter shortly before the July 16 governorship election, wherein he claimed that the government had relocated Air Force Base from Oshobo to Irabiji by stating that the governor has no issues with Atauja. He urged the people to disregard the content of the letter and always endeavor to find out the truth. Have been called upon to re-strategize and rejig the security apparatus in the region in safeguarding the people of the region. Those who spoke with Osbc News against the backdrop of the recent attack on commuters along the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway noted that the urgent step must be taken to avert future reoccurrence. Let's have a report by Oluwatobiloba Odunuga.
The current security situation in the country have turned into something of great concern to many who are asking the question that where has Nigeria gotten it wrong to have arrived in such a dastardly situation. The attack which started from the northeastern states have continued to spread to the other regions in Nigeria with the recent attacks in southwestern parts of the country. It will be recalled that on the 27th of October, suspected Fulani bandits attacked travelers on Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, abducting 5 persons and killing several others. 2 days after, 7 bandits struck into Ivelekiti, also abducting 4 travelers. The recent was the attack of suspected bandits in military camouflage, firing bullets at passengers of an 18-seater bus along Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. This attack, which have instilled fears into many, have been generating lots of controversy. Speaking with Osbc News on the recent attacks on commuters along Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, Mr. Ashiru Adedayo urged the government of the southwest region of the country to stand up to their responsibilities by protecting the lives and property of the citizen.
The government of the southwest, the 6 southwestern states, they should rejig their security architecture in such a way that immediately there is any emergency that call for attention of security, they should deal with it and make sure that they combat all those attacks.
Although the Southwest governors in 2020 created the Western Nigeria Security Network, otherwise known as Amotekun Corps, to fight against insurgency and incessant attacks in the region. Similarly, the Amotekun Corps in Osun State and Ondo State that recently announced the flagging off of an operation called Operation Gbalegbako, all geared towards ensuring the safety of the people. According to the commanders of the Amotekun Corps in Osun and Ondo State, the operation is to embark on aggressive patrol to rid the states of criminal elements.
Sanity, both at home and in the forests, on the road, on the sea, and everywhere within the southwest part of this country. We are going to embark on 24-hour patrol, 7 days of the week, from now until after the Christmas and New Year holidays.
Just want to advise the community to cooperate with us and make sure this time around we achieve another huge success to bring improved security to lives and properties of the people in the southwestern region.
Also, the Nigerian Forest and Security Service in Osun State, which is led by Mr. Ahmed Nureni, had expressed the security agency's readiness to fight against all criminals who are using the southwest forest as their homes. Uluwa Tobiloba, Odunuga, OSBC News.
Let's now have our sports segment. Southampton have appointed Nathan Jones to replace Ralph Hasenthal as the club's new manager on a 3.5-year broad contract. Omotayo Adebodun has details of this and more from the sports desk.
And Costa Rica defeated the Super Eagles of Nigeria 2-0 in an international friendly game in the early hours of today. This is the first time ever both Costa Rica and the Super Eagles will meet at senior level. The Super Eagles, coached by Salisu Yusuf, paraded only home-based players for the friendly encounter played inside the Estadio Nacional D in San Jose. While for the Super Eagles, it is now the third consecutive defeat. Next for the Super Eagles is another friendly game against Portugal, who will also feature at this year's World Cup. The game comes up on Thursday, 17th of November at the Estadio Jose Alvalade. Meanwhile, efforts to make more robust and cordial relationship between the Federal Republic of Nigeria and the Kingdom of Morocco in the game of football has commenced apace with a positive and purposeful meeting in Abuja between the president of the Nigeria's 4-1 defeat by Newcastle. Jones watched from the stands as Saints beat Sheffield Wednesday on penalty in the Carabao Cup third round, and his first game in charge will be away to Liverpool on Saturday. Omotayo Adebodun, OSBC News.
Kenyans can now visit South Africa on a visa-free basis in view of the new agreement between South Africa and Kenya. Kayode Adebayo has the rest of this and more on our foreign desk.
Of South Africa and Kenya say they have resolved a long-standing visa dispute and Kenyans will be able to visit South Africa visa-free for up to 90 days in a calendar year. According to reports, South Africans already get free visas on arrival in Kenya, while Kenyans were charged and required to provide proof of sufficient funds and return flight tickets. The new agreement, which is set to take effect early next year, was announced during the first official trip of South African President Cyril Ramaphosa to Kenya. He and his Kenyan counterpart, President William Ruto, also directed their trade ministers to address barriers that limit trade between the two countries. The duo also praised the Ethiopia peace agreement signed in South Africa, brokered by the African Union. In the meantime, at least 3 soldiers and 4 rebels have been killed in fierce clashes between the Philippine army and members of the Moro Islamic Liberation Front in the island of province of Basilan. Also, 13 soldiers and an unknown number of rebels were wounded in the fighting, which could threaten a 2014 peace agreement that had brought a degree of calm to the restive southern Philippines region. Commander of the Philippine Army's Joint Task Force Basilan, Brigadier General Domingo Gobwe, said gun battles broke out repeatedly around Basilan's Ukaya Pukan town. The shooting died down but re-erupted when the front fighters, the largest rebel group in the south of the largely Roman Catholic Philippines, attacked government soldiers. Both sides accused each other of violating the 2014 peace accord, which has eased years of bloody and extensive fighting between the government and the rebels in the Basilan, where an abundance of firearms, private armies, crushing poverty, and a long history of violence have created a lethal mix of forces. Kayode Adebayo, OSBC News.
That ends the major report on OSBC TV. It was edited by Kayode Adebayo. Babatunde Bolatito is my name. Thank you for watching. Good night.
Afrobeats. The time is now. The hunt for the new Afrobeat superstar begins. From